A show like RuPaul's Drag Race takes a lot of work behind the scenes to make the popular reality series so entertaining.
Somebody call for an icon!
And on RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars, production gets even more interesting given that this isn't these queens' first rodeo.
Now this, I gotta see.
Seasons are filmed the summer before they air. With the expectation of All-Stars 2 and All-Stars 5 and now All-Stars 7, which all premiered during summer months, every other season of the spin-off aired between the fall and winter seasons. What fans may not realize is that all of these seasons were filmed way in advance, usually during the summer before they air. Essentially, this means that seasons like All-Stars 2 and All-Stars 5 aired almost a whole year after they were filmed. If you're a fan of the show and get drawn into the drama, this information is especially relevant for you. It's likely that the queens have already resolved their differences by the time the season airs. They are blindfolded. RuPaul's Drag Race has a flair for the dramatic, but not only are audiences kept out of the loop, contestants are also left in the dark. Quite literally, some of the queens took to YouTube to tell all. Specifically, Alyssa Edwards shared during a YouTube video that she and other All-Stars contestants were blindfolded once they got off their plane and dropped off at a hotel in an undisclosed location. All-Star Alyssa Edwards revealed, "They took us off the plane and blindfolded us and got us here to the hotel so nobody could know where the girls are. So they don't even know what country they are in, what hotel, or who else is competing against them."
Some undisclosed location, I don't know where we are.
Nothing. Once at the hotel, they aren't even allowed to open the blinds to look outside because they could accidentally see another contestant. It is only when they step into the workroom that the queens learn who they are up against. Up until that point, they are kept strictly separated and closed off from one another.
I have no idea who's here.
The suspense to pick a lipstick is often fake. Sorry to break it to you all, more often than not, the queens already know exactly who they're sending home by the time they're standing in front of the lipsticks. Since season 2, every All-Stars episode has a section that is dedicated to the queens waving their hands above the lipsticks that they can pick from. While it is true sometimes that they are unsure of who to eliminate, queens have revealed that they are asked by the producers to create more suspense. For storyline purposes, the show needs to capture enough footage that builds up the suspense.
Who do I think is the best out of the three?
The clocks don't work. RuPaul's Drag Race is, in essence, all about illusion. There are a lot of elements to the series which aren't what they seem. According to the tab, those cocktails in the lounge? Watered-down cranberry vodkas. Watered-down drinks supposedly got introduced after Jujubee had too much to drink and her lip sync completely sloshed. And those clocks in the workroom, they don't actually work, but the contestants do get time checks from the crew. Rarely see Ru.
Good morning, queens! Good morning!
When you watch the show, you can help but imagine that Mama Ru is there in the workroom watching over the queens as they work, but that's not the case. RuPaul doesn't stick around to chat. In an interview for Hey Queen, Pearl revealed a heartbreaking moment when Ru told her that nothing she said mattered unless that camera is rolling. Another contestant, Brooklyn Heights, told Cosmopolitan that they saw Ru maybe once or twice a day, and went on to say he's very professional, and I think it's important that people realize that there has to be some kind of separation from the judge and the contestants. RuPaul is not making friends and getting to know the contestants during the show, but instead keeping his distance. Hurry, hurry! According to New Now Next, it takes RuPaul 6 hours to get into drag to film Drag Race. However, the queens competing for the crown on the show are not as lucky with their time allowance. Despite the amount of time needed to perfect a queen's makeup and full drag look, the show's contestants only have about 90 minutes to put their looks together.
I just don't like to be rushed. Why do I have to do anything fast?
Which, if you know anything about drag makeup, is literally no time at all. The Vivienne told Radio Times, "Imagine working until the early hours of the morning, having 2 hours sleep, then having to get up, film other stuff, and finally having an hour and a half to get in drag. On top of that, all contestants are allowed to bring a maximum of 5 bags to RuPaul's Drag Race." 5 suitcases may sound like a lot, but the fact that certain props and costumes are massive, and it takes a lot of makeup for a drag queen to transform, with this amount of bags, it means the queens have to get creative when putting together their looks.
It's not fun unless there's a little bit of panic and worry, I guess. I don't know.
No spoilers here, honey. In order to keep spoilers from getting leaked, multiple endings of the finale episode are filmed where each queen will walk as the winner. And this is so if anything does get leaked to the audience, it can be dispelled. The franchise also films multiple finalists winning the crown in order to avoid leaks. However, Trixie Mattel revealed to Digital Spy that the franchise took things one step further on All Stars 3 and decided to film a tie between Trixie Mattel and Kennedy Davenport. Nonetheless, there was only one winner on All Stars 3 and the double crowning footage was never used. A year later, however, the team did not shoot Monet X Change and Trinity the Tuck winning All Stars 4 together, which prompted the rushed editing job. And that brings us to our next secret. The queens don't know who wins. The queens themselves don't actually know who wins until it airs on TV. They find out the same time we do. A behind-the-scenes clip from Drag Race All-Stars 4 reveals that the winners don't know who has got the crown until the episode goes out. As we mentioned earlier, All-Stars 4 left fans up in arms when Mama Ru chose two queens to win the series for the first time in her story.
You are both winners, baby.
Trinity the Tuck and Monet X Change both came out on top in the finale. A video showing the pair hearing the news they had both won revealed that it came to as a total surprise until they watched the episode. The crowning reaction video saw Trinity and Monet sit in stunned silence as RuPaul named them both as the winner. No visitors and no phones. One of the biggest aspects of RuPaul's Drag Race that viewers don't get to see are the accommodations. After contestants were blindfolded and taken to an undisclosed location, we still can't get over that. The queens all stay in a hotel together. All the contestants stay together and are not allowed to have visitors or access to their phones, but apparently not all queens are treated equally. On many occasions, queens have hinted at the fact that the All-Stars castmates are given much more freedom than the queens who compete on regular seasons. It may come as a shock to fans that All-Star contestants aren't totally kept away from the real world, but it certainly makes sense that these queens need to have some access to their phones and teams in order to handle their businesses. This includes canceling bookings with club promoters due to filming, as well as managing their social media accounts so that they don't disappear and give away that they're shooting All-Stars. Tape on the doors. A piece of tape is placed over their doors so they know no one has left the room. This apparently started after William's scandal in season 4. After William's conjugal visits were revealed,
It has come to my attention that you have broken the rules.
Production has taken measures to prevent something similar from happening again. According to Bianca Del Rio, producers now place tape over the contestants' doors before they go to bed. They are by no means taped into their rooms, but producers will be able to tell if they snuck out during their downtime. If the tape was not enough of a deterrent, production assistants also take turns keeping watch over the contestants. Bianca explained how contestants are able to communicate their needs from within their confinement. If they want something, they have to slip a note under their door to one of the production assistants waiting outside. Remix royalties. Producers own the rights and proceeds for anything the queens do on the show, which includes characters, songs, and anything they say about themselves. If a contestant has a YouTube channel, they have to allow it to become part of the show's channel, and that includes allowing them to receive any and all payments from which the producers will take a percentage. The contestants can't do any other media without permission until a year after the final episode airs, though. Because they are drag queens, they are allowed to do live performances and appearances. They cannot, however, mention their connection to RuPaul's Drag Race. However, since RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 2, the finalists wrote their own verses and record their own voices for a remix to a RuPaul song, and they do get money from royalties. The finalists of All Stars have been featured on remixes to Read You Wrote You, Kitty Girl, and Super Queen, and many queens have revealed that every now and then they get checks in the mail for their songwriting credits in those remixes.
You'll be collaborating on my new song, Legends.
No two seasons are the same. No two Drag Race seasons are the same, and especially in the world of All-Stars. The format is always changing. The first ever season of All-Stars had queens compete in teams of 2. In the following seasons, the queens competed individually and eliminated each other via the traditional lip-sync challenge. Season 7 sees 8 queens, fewer than usual, competing in all-winners lineup.
Winning legendary legend stars is everything.
Competing in an all-winners lineup, with each queen having previously won a Drag Race or All-Stars season of their own. Fans seem to like this new format, hoping it will be implemented in the future. They like the small cast and no elimination. Which secret do you think was the most surprising? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to The Things Reality for all the latest reality TV news and gossip.